Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Look, if you want to optimize your real estate portfolio, you absolutely need to master your margins. So today, we are demystifying Kansas City property management costs. Now, please keep in mind this explainer is strictly for educational planning purposes. It is not legal or tax advice, and you should always consult with your own professionals when navigating state-specific regulations in Missouri or Kansas. But if you own or are considering Kansas City rental property, let's look at some real, hard data to help you plan effectively.
We have a really solid roadmap for the data we're going to cover today. We will be strictly analyzing Alpine Property Management Kansas City's transparent pricing model. We are going to hit the cost transparency problem, the tiered fee structure, initial costs and reserves, and finally, calculating your exact costs.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, the cost transparency problem.
When you are evaluating a management partner, the absolute most common question you ask is simply, how much will this cost me? But you know the drill. Traditionally, getting an honest answer requires sitting through these long-winded sales pitches and waiting on hold just to get a basic percentage rate. It's honestly a bit like buying a car where they refuse to tell you the price until you are already sitting in the finance office.
Let's contrast that frustrating industry standard against much better data-driven approach. The industry standard hides pricing behind contact forms and email captures as a gatekeeping tactic. Alpine offers transparent published pricing and an instant calculator. You do not have to beg for a quote because the numbers are put directly in your hands.
Section 2, the tiered fee structure. Let's examine the actual math here.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the management fee actually drops as the property's rental income increases. If your property rents for under $999, the fee is 10% with a $60 minimum. But as soon as rent hits that $1,000 mark, it drops to 8%, and it eventually steps down to just 5% for properties renting at $2,500 and higher. Let's ground this math in real dollars to make it perfectly clear. Suppose you have a standard single-family rental bringing in $1,200 a month. That falls into the 8% tier. Well, an 8% fee on a typical $1,200 rental equals exactly $96 a month. No guesswork involved. Let's look at another concrete example for a higher-earning property. Say you have a larger home renting for $1,800 a month. That drops you into the 7% tier. 7% of $1,800 is $126. You're paying slightly more in total dollars, sure, but you are actually keeping a much larger percentage of your gross rental income. And here's a critical detail. Fees are charged only on rent actually collected. If a property sits vacant or a tenant misses a month, Alpine does not get paid a management fee for that month. They are entirely financially incentivized to keep your properties occupied, which perfectly aligns their success with your portfolio's performance.
Let's move to Section 3 and see how this builds. Initial costs and reserves.
You really need to know the exact capital required to begin services. The initial costs are very straightforward. First, there is a $100 setup fee per portfolio. Notice that is per portfolio, not per property. This is just a simple one-time setup cost required to get your account properly configured in their management software, PropertyWare. The second component is the Repair Reserve Fund.
So the crucial point is that this Repair Reserve Fund is a refundable escrow of $500 per door capped at $2,000 total. This facilitates fast emergency repairs, but most importantly, it is not a fee. It remains your money, returned to you upon your exit.
Let's walk through the simple addition to calculate your precise total cost to begin. Step 1, a single door is $600 total. Step 2, 2 doors runs $1,100. Step 3 is $1,600 for 3 doors. And Step 4, because of that $2,000 cap on the reserve fund, your absolute maximum initial cost for 4 or more doors is $2,100.
Section 4. Calculating your exact costs.
Alpine has a new instant property management cost calculator, and using it could not be easier. It requires just 2 simple metrics about your portfolio to instantly generate precise estimates. You simply input the number of rental properties you own and the average monthly rent per property. The calculator handles all the tiers, the percentages, and the reserve caps automatically. And this brilliantly illustrates Alpine's commitment to zero friction. You get a free instant estimate, no email required, no sales pitch, you don't have to worry about getting spammed with marketing just because you wanted to run quick math on a prospective deal.
It's also really important to connect this transparent pricing to actual proven performance data.
It proves that competitive fees still secure top-tier property management in Kansas City. Alpine has been managing properties locally since 2013. Across the 250-plus properties they manage right now, they maintain a highly impressive 98% collection rate and a 14-day average vacancy. That is real full-service management. Marcus Painter, the founder and owner of Alpine, says it best. He notes, transparent pricing is one of the simplest ways we earn trust with remote and local investors. By publishing exact costs, they build immediate credibility and foundational trust right out of the gate.
So, what does this all mean for you? It brings us to one final, provocative question. Does your current property management offer this level of transparency? Evaluating your current partnerships against this standard of data-driven clarity could be the key to unlocking a lot more value and peace of mind in your portfolio. For help managing your Kansas City rental property, call Alpine at 816-343-4520 or visit alpinekansascity.com.